A woman who had never once been touched by her husband finally thought her spring had arrived. When her husband slowly leaned toward her and began untying her belt, she felt her heart race with excitement. After all, ever since their marriage, he had always been cold and distant. Now that he was finally willing to get close to her, she eagerly welcomed his kiss. But after a brief moment of intimacy, her husband suddenly revealed his true face. "You really thought I'd give you what you want?" he sneered. "Keep dreaming." Sean humiliated his wife and stormed off to spend the night in his study, leaving Laura standing there, frozen and furious. What shocked her even more was that the very next day, he went out and bought a brand new bed, and specifically instructed the delivery staff to put it in the master bedroom on the second floor. Since his mother insisted that he and his wife share the same room, Sean figured he'd just put 2 beds in the master bedroom. That way, technically, they'd still be sleeping in the same room, but without bothering each other. Laura was so infuriated by this move that she could barely speak. Unable to contain her anger, Laura went straight to Sean's office to demand an explanation. They were husband and wife, why did he have to take things so far? But Sean made himself perfectly clear. This, he said, was how he intended to handle their marriage. If she didn't want to spend her nights alone, she'd better hurry up and agree to a divorce, and she shouldn't think she could cling to him just because his mother supported her. But Laura didn't care how he treated her. What she wanted was the title of Mrs. Wealthy Heiress. If Sean wanted to play rough, fine, she wasn't afraid. She had plenty of time to outlast him. In the end, who would win and who would lose was anyone's guess. So when Laura got home, she immediately put on a show for her mother-in-law. She pretended to be hurt and heartbroken, crying in front of her, saying she hadn't wanted her mother-in-law to witness such a scene, but Sean had insisted on treating her with cold cruelty. She sighed, blaming herself for not being a good enough wife to deserve his affection. Her mother-in-law, Haley, looked at her tearful daughter-in-law with pity and blamed her own son for being immature and unfeeling. She comforted Laura, telling her not to be too sad, she'd make sure to give Sean a good talking to once he came home. Fueled by Laura's complaints, Haley angrily confronted her son. The moment Sean saw the furious look on his mother's face, he knew exactly what had happened. When she scolded him for putting 2 beds in the master bedroom, Sean defended himself, saying he had already done exactly what she wanted. He hadn't separated from his wife, and they were technically still sharing a room. "What more do you want from me?" he snapped. Haley could only shake her head, thinking her son was acting like a child. "What kind of married couple sleeps in separate beds right after the wedding?" she scolded. That pushed Sean over the edge. He exploded, saying that he was a grown man and was sick of being controlled by